Welcome everyone, welcome along. And let's find the right buttons. I hope everyone is well today. I am looking forward to having a bit of fun with everyone this morning. It's a bit of a chilly start here in Melbourne. Feels like winter is just around the corner, but I hope everyone's been having a good week. For those that are in the Europe and US, may the 4th be with you. For Australia, we've moved on. And speaking of moving on, let's go across to the Oaks and see where everything is up to there. Now, let's try those buttons. That should get us into the Oaks, where I've created a bit of a traffic jam. Just getting equipment back to the yard. So you'll see we've moved on to November. We have a few things to chat about while I think about where to put these trailers. I think down the end here might be a good idea. I'll have to fiddle around and back those in. That might be a challenge for a bit later on, but that's looking like a trailer store in that shed there. Now, where was that other one we were just messing with? There he is. It's our cultivator. It's a bit quiet out this morning, but that's okay. We will get a few chores underway and hopefully a few folks will hop in. Oh, excuse me. I haven't looked to see, but there's every chance that a big name is streaming and that's where everybody is at. In which case, hope it's going well. Now, what am I doing over here? I want to be going there. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's back there. Let's have a look at the state of our fields. So what you'll see is that we've gotten the wheat. Is it wheat? Looks like wheat. No, it's not wheat. It's barley. We've got the barley in. We've got grass in all of these fields. So we are planted, which was the main thing we wanted to get to for this point. We have 4 contracts, one of which is underway. So, no, that's not the one I want. That's the one that's running for the minute. There's still some sugar beet in there, which is a bit annoying, but nonetheless. Let's have a look at the contract situation. So we have a bunch of lime contracts and a sowing contract. And then still available, there's a couple of harvest contracts that we're not interested in. We don't have a corn header and we're not going to be doing potato. We don't have any of the equipment for potatoes. But the lime contracts, as you can see, are fairly lucrative and quite straightforward to progress. The sowing contract we can get underway if we in fact have some seed, which we do. So I think, which we might just use the Voltra. And I didn't pay attention to which field that sowing contract was on. Okay, we can run up and sort that out momentarily. Will do. Just pop a weight on the front of here, I think. A smaller one over there, we do. That weight will do perfectly. G'day, Mark Haythorne, mate. How are you this morning, sir? I don't think John's actually made it in. He tends to pop his messages on when he sees the stream bulletin, which is perfectly fine. Now what have we got here? In order to get some seeds into here, we need to pop you down. Let's try popping you up and popping you down. And in order to open the covers, so you're the lucky first this morning, Mark. There we go. Now we will need start that engine. You're ploughing on a rocky mountain. Ah. That sounds challenging. I keep meaning to do some experiments on what actual impact stones have. I'm sure somebody's already done those sorts of things, but I'm curious. Is it a Rocky Mountain like a Silver Run Rocky Mountain, or is it a Rocky Mountain like as distinct from one over from the Sierra Nevadas, or what type of Rocky Mountain are you dealing with? Now we want to be going to field 83. That's why we took that contract, because it was nice and relatively convenient. Where is field 83? When it's at home, down the bottom here somewhere. There it is. Okay, straight across, and our road ends up there. Silver Run with fields. There you go. Well, I can recommend that. Ah, okay. I am certainly enjoying my Silver Run with fields. I'm not familiar with Bower Brown. Oops, a little bit of a bumpy do there. Is that front weight low? It is. That would be why we keep bottoming out. Will do. How many fields? How does he communicate the map? Whoops. There we go. So it's not actually Silver Run, it's Silver Run-esque map. Okay, cool. I was going to say 109 fields on Silver Run would be all pocket handkerchief size. Was not expecting to encounter my own tractor coming towards me. But then I should have. Largest, okay, that's big. I will definitely have a look at the stream. Now, where are we here? Am I in the correct location? I am. So very curious learning from the other day. So I finished off that sugar beet contract that I was, whoops, did I not go through the roundabout the right way? What are you doing here? Let's just back you up a little bit. I got off at the third exit. No, I just didn't. Okay, the intersection looks just a little bit different to what I expected. Ah, okay. I will definitely check out Bower Brown. Oh, maybe I've watched some of his stuff before. Now that you mention it, I reckon I might already be subscribed to him, because I think a couple of his videos helped me do something, but I can't remember what. Anyway, we'll get this chap sorted over here. We haven't been to this field before, so we have to open a gate. And we need to make sure that we are doing the correct seed, which we are not. I'm pretty sure it's got to be wheat. Sowing with wheat. Details on. You're going to need one refill at some point. Is the stony field you are, or the rocky field you're working on, the 54-acre field? Or hectare field, rather. B for that one. Turn that off. Let's turn you off there. 3 headlands. Start in the center. Let's do 4 headlands on here. All clumped together. There you go. Well, no doubt that will keep you busy. And you will make much lime again. Now, he appears to have found his place for commencement. So we'll leave him to that for the minute. Let's pop over Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're getting in the way. Actually. You're a bit of a problem. Oh, the first plough's not worth it? Okay. Right, so we have much silage, which we can open. 862,000 litres of silage. We have 260 grand in the bank. And we have a bunch of contracts which are going to give us some cash. So we're financially in a pretty good spot. And if we go back to what we were doing, I'm interested in your perspective. What did you say the yield rate was, or expected yield was, for sugar beet per hectare? I seem to recall you throwing a number at us at some point, which I've forgotten. Was it 60 litres? No, 60. I've got 60 stuck in my head, but probably for the wrong reason. So that field 34 was an 11-acre field. So the question is how many litres of sugar beet should it have provided? Approximately. Because my perception was the equipment that I was using generated substantially more than it should have provided. To the point where I stopped picking it up off the field. 121 per thousand. Right. So 11 acres is, I'm going to have to go back and do the... It's about 4 hectares, isn't it? Oops. No, you don't want it. 4.3 hectares. Right. So that should be at 100%. Oh, thank you. So at 100%, that should be, you'd expect 450,000 litres, right? Well, even if it was at 125%, it'd be, oh, sorry, 125, 500,000 litres. So even if it was 125%, it'd only be 650. So I sent, the contract we had was to deliver a tick under 500,000, which we did. Let's just turn this guy off over here. Where are we? That's not where I want to be. And that's good. I'll just interrupt myself here for a second. That was just a little experiment. I was worried we weren't actually producing any honey on that, but we are. So where are we? If we come here, yeah, so 500,000 off the field I delivered to finish the contract, and then I took 2 truckloads, so there's 30,000 there and there's 30,000 in here, which is all good. But if we, because I can't jump to the field anymore. Zoom across here. Actually, I can jump to the fields. I told a lie. Oh, it's cleared it off. There was easily 3/4 of the field still with rows on it. So I have reached the conclusion, which I decided not to pick. That shouldn't be up here. Did I leave it without a vehicle? Let's just fix that while we're here. Can't I select? There it is. And put you back. So my very rough estimate was there was at least 900,000, if not 1 million litres of sugar beet on it, which I felt was interesting but unrealistic. So that's why I satisfied myself. I figured if I had 10 to 15% of the contract left over, i.e. the 60,000 litres that I kept, that was a reasonable return over the contract delivery, even for sugar beet. Because otherwise I would have still been going. And the conclusion that I've reached is that this equipment magically, specifically this guy, actually makes sugar beet. And I can't from the XML completely be certain how it does it, but I think, because you can see here it's stated as a 3 meter machine. When you run it in courseplay, it certainly sets it up as a 3 meter machine, but there's an entry in the definitions that say it's at 4.5, and I've got a sneaking suspicion it generates an extra 30% or so. I did a very simple test on Elm Creek, and I'm set up to do a more comprehensive one, and it looked, that first impression was it certainly looked like it gave me 20% extra over this guy consistently. So, and this guy gives me near as damn it the same, which is what you'd expect, as, which one's the base game? That's the base game one, isn't it? Yeah, as this guy. So I will do a little test and a video over the next few days and just pop that up. But I've got a sneaking suspicion if you want to generate sugar beet, that is the little harvester for you. So that's the summary on where we're at. The question that it poses, and it's good that my financial advisor is present. So if we have a quick squiz, having rolled over another month. Oops, I don't want to be in there. I want to be in there. So we're down at 770. So we're making good progress in covering our loan. I'm not feeling inclined to pay any more off that at the present. The question I have is, given that I've got 60,000 litres of sugar beet sitting in that shed, do we now go ahead and buy the sugar beet factory a bit earlier than planned, a few months earlier than planned, and then process that into sugar, which would not show up on here. Potentially generate 900-ish in the first half of the year by the time it's in sugar. So that'd pay off a quarter of what we got to pay, almost a quarter of what we've got to pay for the sugar factory. Or do we go ahead and pick some land? And if we do, which ones would we pick? Or which would be, what would we pick? So that was kind of a long-winded way round. What are your observations, Mr. Haythornblade? Looks like the sowing contract is going. That's the liming contract. He's just finished. He's doing a wonderful job of liming. You're on a call. No, that's fine. Perfectly understandable. I will hold my question and continue on with the next job. So, what are the silage prices like? We don't have to sell. Silage. 330. Silage prices are good. We will sell. So we need a big tracker. The big tractor is doing something. Where's that? That's what we could do. Let's put the let's mess about and see if we can back you in to the shed. I need a far more maneuverable. How come you're not going backwards? How can you be bogged there? It makes no sense whatsoever. Welcome along, whoever's just popped in. Great to see you. Stuck on something that I cannot see by the looks. Let's just have a look here. It is not at all obvious what we are stuck on. So, how do I do that? How are you not able to back up that hill? An empty trailer is just not that heavy. Okay. You can't back out of there even disconnected from the trailer. That's very strange. No worries, Mark. I understand. Have a good one, mate. What is going on here? Now I can't even select that trailer. That's better. What are you doing? Whoa. Very interesting. Something unstable about that. I was expecting to be able to push it in. Which is normally sort of straight in there. Put you over here. You'll reset. Now can I get my... Oh, that's bizarre. What on earth is that stuck on? Let's go put some normal tires back on the tractor, because clearly he has no traction with those on. There's a couple of funny bumps in the ground there too. Let's see here. Well, you need some repairs. We'll do that. Customize you with some put wides. I think wides are a good idea. It's what we had on there before. Now what we need, pick your weight up. And where are we going to pop? Yeah, we probably could have left you in there, but let's pop you around here for the minute. So the question we were pondering before Mark had to take the call was, we've got 60,000 litres of sugar beet left over from contract, and before I go and tip it out of the trailer, do we buy the sugar factory and be done with it, in which case that's 6 months or so earlier than we were planning to, because if you remember, the plan is indeed to put sugar beet in these two fields, 61 and 62. We've got a cover crop of grass in there at the minute, and so that will be the plan. Now, this guy needs a spot where he can open out. Can I get you in there? It looks like I can. Is there enough room for you to open? Let's find out. Lovely. Drop you off. Let's send you back to the other farm. To the Putney main yard. And away we go. Jason McKinley, great to have you in, sir. Hope you're well today. Pretty sure, well, we haven't seen John, so I hope he's okay. Mark has had to duck away, so I'm guessing work has called him away. He might be on call tonight. So it's a bit quiet, but I was just discussing with Mark the fact that we have... I stopped taking sugar beet off that contract, off that field, when I got to 60,000 litres, because having delivered 490 odd thousand to complete the contract, and looking at the field, it still had 3/4 of the field covered. I decided something screwy was going on, and that perhaps my little sugar beet harvester was making sugar beet. So I figured 60,000 was a good yield, and the question I was posing was, given that we've got the cash, do we now go ahead and buy the sugar factory a few months earlier than planned, or do we buy another field, or do we try and do both? We have in the contracts, yeah, it felt very much like a magic harvester. And I've done a little test, a very quick and crude test on Elm Creek, and it looks like it's consistently 20 or 30% more than the base game machines, whether they're trailed or otherwise. I'm going to do a more comprehensive test. The only way to do it properly is to take a small field that's at a given state and harvest the whole field with each piece of equipment and see what we end up with. But that just takes a bit more time than I had in the last couple of days, but I'm set up to be able to do that now. As you can see, we've got another couple of 100,000, almost a little bit more of contracts. So cash for the first time isn't an immediate constraint. I have looked at the code and I can't, it doesn't jump out at me. Oh, just give me a second. I need to let the dog out. Yeah, he will no doubt decide that it's cold out there and want to come back in a minute. So when I looked at the code, the only thing that I can see, so that was obvious to my level of skill, was that there is one definition that says it's 4.5 meters, when all of the things that operate in the game and the way it actually works have it at 3. G'day, Cranky. Welcome along, sir. Great to have you here. Hope you are well. we're just discussing what to do. So we're in a position we haven't encountered before. We've taken 60,000 litres of surplus sugar beet off that contract that I was doing and finished the contract. We have $250,000 in the bank and contracts underway worth another 250. And we have silage worth another 360. So for the first time we're cashed up. And so the question I was posing, given that we have some sugar beet just chucked on the floor before I empty the truck, do we go ahead and buy the sugar factory a year or 3/4 of a year earlier than we planned? Do we buy some land? Do we do both? I think looking at the money situation, I'm inclined, because we're going to get more grass cut shortly, I'm inclined to say we buy the sugar factory. So rather than store this on the floor, I think we might as well just take the plunge and get into it, because then this sugar beet gets turned into 60,000 or a little less, I guess. But it starts to pay down the sugar factory. So Cranky's immediately voted for the sugar factory. That's probably all I need. Just a little bit of reinforcement. So let's head down and do that. Jason likes it, but always runs out of inputs. If it gets too silly, we'll mess with the formula a little bit. Oh, and for those that were in the stream or that picked this up watching differently, so the question that was posed was, you'll recall I was using this pack, and I really liked the job these did, but the Hughes Super is a bit fiddly to use. And the question was, well, could we windrow, or otherwise collect the really narrow windrows that we'll put together? Well, I did an experiment and discovered that, what do I want here? Nope, not the potato technology. This guy, it was the only one I tried, will indeed pick up 4, possibly 5 of those windrows. At a pinch, it just about gets 5 of the windrows, and it will pick them up directly off the field and load into a truck. So whilst moving backwards, or forwards for that matter. So that poses an interesting opportunity for the future. And just bear with me 1 minute. I'll be back in a sec. Snowplows, yes. So to the snowplow end, I didn't actually try a snowplow, but I had a similar thought. What I did try was the leveler that we have. So this guy, where is he? Yep. So that one, and they will move them and create a stack which you can then load. So I would expect that a snowplow will move them, and you know, you can shape them into the pile that you want. But I was intrigued to see that machine would happily load off the field, and it moves down the field at, you know, quite a reasonable clip. Even though someone made the comment that DJ had said it was slow, it loads pretty quickly. All things being equal. Whoops, where am I heading here? I've missed a turn. Where have I gone on the map? This is what happens when you don't pay attention and try and do 3 things at once. I've ended up completely in the wrong spot. And I can't get through without turning around. Yeah, I knew the that one we've got, the lizard one will pick it up, but I felt that that was just a little bit unrealistic. It needed to be an auger. But I was happy to stretch the realism a little bit, but pumping a whole sugar beet through a narrow auger pipe struck me as a bit unlikely, if you know what I mean. But yes, it did cross my mind that if I got stuck, I could use that forage pickup that we've got. I actually looked at all of the different mods I could see for yeah, another way to get shot beat, certainly. Is that the road down? It is. I looked at all the windrows to see if there was one that kind of looked like it was constructed in a way that would bunch up sugar beets, but I decided that no, they all looked a little bit flimsy, you know, set up as they are for grass. That's okay. We will continue sugar beet experiments next. I need to get into the cab because otherwise we'll hit a tree. There we go. So we'll take this down the bottom and buy the sugar beet factory, or the sugar factory, I should say. Is there a back way in across from this road? There is not. So we're going to go around past the farm. Oh, and the other thing I was saying to Mark when he was here, and Jason Cranky, that I'm pretty convinced the harvester out of that, the little one that I was using out of the sugar beet harvester pack, the the Score 2, I think it actually creates magically sugar beet, because at the time I finished the contract, so I delivered the 490,000 we needed to complete the contract. I took 60,000 as spoils, and there there was still 3/4 of the field covered in sugar beet, maybe 60%, and it just looked ridiculous. And I was definitely on track to get more than the whole contract again, which just struck me as completely unrealistic and not what I expected when I took on the contract. So I just finished up the contract and moved on. And I will do some testing and a little video in the next few days just to try and prove that out, given that I can't see easily what's going on in the XML for that unit. I mean, it doesn't look like it does anything particularly funny. It only accounts for that, but then again, potentially, whoops, is my lime man. But I didn't do all of the harvesting on Courseplay. I did some of it by hand, and if you didn't have all your rows perfectly lined up, you wouldn't necessarily get a consistent increased yield. So that's why I was going to try and run a little bit of a test to see. And you've given me a clue as to another case that I need to put into my test, which is to run one with automation and one without. See if I get something approaching a similar result. No, it's just a little curiosity to go on with. So having bought this field, the sugar factory, of course, over here, we'll then need to be thinking about which field we buy. Yeah, exactly. That's that. Sorry, I didn't explain that very clearly. I trust everybody is having a good week. Are we expecting any particular... where is the factory? It's down the bottom here, isn't it? Any new discoveries from Miami this weekend on the Grand Prix front? Which way is that? Do I go through here or around the bottom? I can't remember. I'm here. I go round. I must say I can't readily recall the factory, the circuit in Miami. So I'm not sure what to expect from this weekend. I mean, obviously the Red Bulls will be strong again. But beyond that, how do we get in down here? How do I get into there? Am I in the wrong spot? Let's tootle around here. I'm confused. I've lost the sugar factory. There's the bottom of the map. Okay, this is feeling like the sugar factory. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the trigger is here. There we go. Buy one sugar factory. Now, where are the triggers that I want for this? Interactive zone markers on. Let's turn cut sugar beet off. So 3 sugar beet make 1.75 sugar. That's pretty. No, 3 sugar beet make 1 sugar. Okay, so we get 20,000 litres of sugar out of here. And the beet that I'm putting in is only going to run it for a month. Now, where is... Is that grate in front of me, the input trigger? Yes, it is. Our seeder has run out of seed. It looks like be easier to get out of there. Start overloading sugar beet. Okay, we could do that. Now if we go inside, I hope we'll find that in fact it is loading up, so that's excellent. And I'm guessing that's where our sugar comes out. Good. Oh, so we can send you back up to Putney Farm. We don't want to go to the truck park. We want to go up to there. You're going to get out of there. You are not. How many circles are you going to do for me? That's better. Now you found your way. Right. So back up here. Let us go and deal with this man who needs some seeds. How far away are you? Field 83. Down there. So you can go back. Let us send you. Back to the main yard. Now, we move the seed out of the way. Our lime contract would be progressing much faster. Let's turn you around. No, you're almost out of seed. That's not good. You need to be over on the silage contract. Everything's getting a little bit queued up here this morning. You can sit on there for now because we need to go. Oh, we probably don't have any cash until we sell some of you. Man, I still put that seed in the wrong spot. Not going to fit through that side. Let's turn the zone markers off. Drive around there very slowly. Pick up some of that. Take you up into there. And then pull you through. Fill you up. And then you can go and deliver at Fisher's Bale Sale. Any luck? That's that job done. Now let's get this guy out of the way again. That will be a smarter spot for him. Okay, now we're getting things organized. Now we just need to get some seed delivered. Unfold you. Open the covers. And gives you a whisker, so then go up to here and organize ourselves a seed delivery. Think fertilizer seeds, that's the one we want. Let's take 8 of those. Oh, we can't take 8 of those because we don't have enough money until we sell. We do not have enough cash until we sell the silage. We might as well send you down to the sugar factory because you can unload that 1,000 that you've left up in there. Productions we want, don't we? Productions, British Sugar Factory. You can drive down there. And round you go. And let's have a look in the shop. Oh, that was the other thing that came up. So the other things that we could put our money to is rather than buy a field, we could buy a big mower. And given the grass work we do, that wouldn't be an entirely ridiculous idea. We could also pick up a cheap fast track, although it's not the icon. And the rest of the things in here, maybe the lizard is not a ridiculous question either at our sugar factory. Yeah, I am a bit inclined to splash out on the crone, I must say, Cranky. It's got a hitch on it that would significantly improve our grass work. Okay, we've got cash now. The first order of business is let's get these seeds. Nope. And its swaths is absolutely the a big step forward over the mowers that we have. I think do I want a second lot? Yeah, let's just stock up on seed. Right. And then we want to go to the shop and get the delivery truck sorted out. I don't believe I've got auto load. I do not. This will only take a second. Right. You need to go to Putney delivery. Excellent. Now let's head over and get you back. I don't really want bunker to unload, but will do. You need to get we'll fill you up and get you down to the sugar factory at another time when we don't have quite so much going on. And so I don't forget to do that, I need to bring my front end loader across. Let's check on the cows. Food and water is good. Okay. Are you actually tall enough to load into there? Let's find out while we're here. Oh yes, this one is perfect for doing the feed for the animals. Although we could do to be a bit, yeah, see, he's not quite going to be able to tip into there, are you? Oh, it's not going to work without a ramp. Okay. 30,000 litre weight. What we'll actually do is load a different trailer at some point. For now, we'll actually grab the trailer that's over there when maybe even the back of this truck might do it. Yeah, I put that little Massey in the category of every farm that I've ever been on has one or more old tractors hanging around. No worries, Jason. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping in, mate. This will work better if I get on the right angle. So what we'll do, open that door, take the truck, close the truck, give it a, put it on the forecourt here where it can get a good wash. We'll do that after. Now, where are we up to? You can go in. And if you turn, whoops, get inside the building. There we go. And that'll allow us to fill you up when we get a chance. You're waiting for everybody to it. How's our liming going? Automated distribution of lime is working a treat. And these lime contracts, I'm quite pleased with the mod that adds the lime contracts. So this lime contract's huge. And it takes quite a lot of lime. It's not going to cost us about 1,000 a load. And we'll need about 20 loads for this field, I think. But it works really well. And it just, on a little tractor, just toodles backwards and forwards. When it's full, it's a bit slow, but it's doing all right. Now, this guy here, can we overload you into there? Is what I'm hoping. Somewhere around here, you should get a trigger. Why do you not have a trigger? Oh, there you go. That's all we wanted you to do. Now we'll just park you over there for the minute. Turn that off. You need a little bit of maintenance there, son. Okay, our delivery truck is here. Let's get in the correct vehicle. Can I load straight off there? Yes, is the answer. not refilling? In the wrong hopper in that. Okay. Musical vehicles here. Let's back the truck up a little further so we put some more in range. And then we want to pipe in. Why not? Why can't I fill the second hopper? For God's sake. Right. Everything is way too complicated. Oh, where is that collision? Now you're on an unload. Right. That's all we were looking for. And when you're full, you can go back. Yeah, it was the ridge marker. Absolutely. Now, we want you to go to field 83 on the east side. You should fold up, I hope. No. Now you should fold up. And now the question is, why will you not fill the other hopper? There you are. Very bizarre. Right. Cover on. Engine off. And take you over and put you in the shed. About that. Almost neat. Whoops. Spoke too soon. And we can send the delivery driver back with his truck. And you can go home. Right, it's a busy yard we've got going here. But it's nice to see some progress. Actually, bunker 2 unload wasn't a bad place for that to park up out of the way. And now you can go back and sell. Yeah, we are making good progress, I think. Got things sort of happening. We're able to keep lots of the kids working lots of the time. We've probably... The next objective... Oh, we're ready to cut the grass again. By the looks, yeah, so we want to fill the bunker, so that means I'm sold. We want to buy that mower. And of the 2 fields that we put the grass cover crop in, are they actually going to be ready for a cut before Christmas? They may not. Let's have a look. Oh no, they're ready for a cut. Beautiful. So it's good timing to get that mower. We just need to finish a couple of these contracts so that we have the cash. Let's just position you. Did you fill up on your own? You did not. I'm much happier with the way this works with the adjustments that I made to it. So that can sit there. That's all good over there. Not in anybody's way. May need one more of seed, so that's why I believe you sitting there. Righty-ho. Next job. You're not required. To put a couple of loads in here. Yeah, the reason I did it that way was that it means I can get a full trailer load in the conveyor, and it just sort of stopped the messing around. I could keep track of where things were. It helped. I found it helped me keep an eye on was the conveyor actually performing properly or not. Because I took out, it had multiple definitions for some things. I still think there's a bug in the base game for the way the shovel function works, but it's an intermittent bug, and it could be as simple as there's parameters that, like, Giants have changed the function and it doesn't work, and it's because you see it actually on Newlands when we well, it's not happening here, for example, so this is working properly. You can't overfill this bucket. If you do overfill it, it puts it back on the stack, whereas some shovels in some circumstances let you overfill, and depending on the ground that they're on and where that occurs, that's how you can lose product. And so part of my problem solving with that conveyor was to say, well, if I put 120,000 litres in it, it won't put any back onto the stack, but it will still work in the way that I want it to work. So, as I say, I haven't got my hands completely around what the problem is. See, it overfilled slightly there. Ah, come on. Line up. So let's just go across. Oh, we've probably got eggs to sell at some point too. It worked pretty well sending you back to... where did I send you to? Bunker 3 unload. While we're here, just let's take care of that. Wash a bit of the mud off the trailer. Takes a bit of work to clean that trailer. Right, will do. I probably should have driven in there. Just enough room. Rightio. Come back to you, come back to you. You're on your way back. You're back at the fields. Where were you up to? Let's just see if you figure this out yourself. I'm pretty sure it's over on that side, but we'll find out. It's not far from the end of the contract. Got anything special planned for the weekend, Cranky? There we go. Found his way back. That's what we like to see. Yep, wrong button. And you are almost, I reckon, probably 3 more loads of lime to finish that lot off. Where do we want to store you? Sugar beet equipment, I reckon we want to store at... we don't want you to go to the sugar factory. We want you to go to... Yes, I know what you mean. That's good. It's good to have plans, even if you don't know what they are. Now, let's send you to the main, yeah. So we're up at 55,000. We need that lime contract finished. That's the big one. Because the lime contract will enable us to, well, it'll get us substantially the way there by the time it's finished. Just get the angles right here. By the time it's finished, we'll have delivered enough silage to have the cash, hopefully, to buy that mower, which means we can then get going on the mowing. Going on the mowing, so to speak. Shouldn't take, well, there's 30 loads to do. I'll do them a bit at a time between other jobs. In the, I made mention in the stream the other day, I've got an idea for a new video series, which thinking about doing on the valley the old farm. Kind of fits with the concept that I want. I need a trailed coupled harvester, but I can't find one that looks like it belongs in FS22. So I found a couple on King Mods and the like, but they're really awful models that don't sort of look the part. I don't suppose you know of anything or have anything in your collection, Cranky, that would fit the bill? Just for grains. I'm just trying to, without sort of giving away the plot and the story at this stage, I just need trailed harvester, which I'm assuming would be an old piece of equipment. John referred me to I must admit, to an old pack, but I haven't had a chance to look at that yet. And then the other thing I'm waiting for is apparently there is an update coming through the pipe for the valley. So I'll wait until that's here as well. One of the constraints that I'm considering is a stream that's more suited to console type play. So yeah, so here's where it overfills, right? And it's not released. No, it's overfilled because it's too heavy. There we go. And given that this shovel works properly most of the time, that's why I had the conclusion that it's something to do with the giant's shovel function. Yeah, that'd be really handy. I haven't quite mastered being able to search on itch. I asked Pleasant View Farms and he seemed to think there might be one, but he couldn't off the top of his head point me at it. Come on, there you go. Right, let's go and see what our other equipment is doing. You managed to fill up all on your own, Sim. Good job. Probably helps when I select the correct fill point that I had designed. So you can go now. Cool. Thank you very much. Now we want Fisher's bale sale. Excellent. Yeah, it was, as I said, there were a couple that I found that But they look, well, they look like they'd been built for sort of FS15, and you know, none of the textures and the shapes looked right. Now, where am I going to put this? You don't really fit anywhere, do you? We'll just do. I'm going to unfold you, do I? Pop you down a little bit. Then maybe I can get you in that. You're going to get in there, or is that's just too much like hard work? This piece of equipment that I don't really want to store outside, but I guess we'll have to for the moment. Come on. You can just park over there for now. Oh, you need some fuel while we're at it. Probably some maintenance wouldn't be a bad idea. So where are we up to? We need do any more of that. Let's check the egg situation here. Honey is slow, but we don't have many bees down. We do have quite a few eggs. So I actually need the 754, which is otherwise engaged. Unless I feel that trailer's a little excessive for the volume of eggs that we'll have. What I do need to do can wait for now. I have not. I will have a look at it. I don't think I've ever seen an Omatana video. They use heaps of her mods over time. Right. Okay, that's good to know. Don't know where that may well change my storyline. The basic concept. So I really like the some of the challenges that Rusty Money Gaming does, and so there's a couple in particular that inspired, thank you, inspired a bit of an idea for a series, and so kind of wrapping all the concepts together. So I'll define it in the series as like a challenge, and I'm thinking that the Valley of the Old Farm works well for this. So it'll be interesting to see what changes and additions they bring, but certainly it fits on a standard size map. And I'm even thinking so far as, will I set a constraint to run it, the series, without any script mods, so that it's completely accessible to console players, because I'm conscious that some of the people that watch, I've done the last few things I've done have focused a lot on PC and PC mods. What could we do just in a series that without all of those advantages and niceties, but still have a bit of fun in a series? So that's the concept. Now, how much have we got in here? You've still got plenty of room. Something just delivered. You can go back to vineyard lad B2. You're on the headlands, so that's excellent. You're at the workshop. There you. We'll leave the narrows on you for the moment. That won't hurt. Have a tractor with narrows on, I think. Thanks, Cranky. I didn't mind having them in the stream. Wouldn't be the first time I've sorted through my stream to find links that you or others have sent me. And it doesn't hurt for me occasionally to go back through the stream, and I do that from time to time to look at how it's come together. YouTube does some odd things with video quality, that's for sure. You need a wash. That's what you require. Hold on to your eyeballs as we wash the tractor. That's it. I can put you in the shed there. Oh, cool. Thank you. If I ever get to the point where YouTube pays me for the ads that it runs, one of the things I plan to do is buy the is actually buy a YouTube subscription. Seeing as I do watch quite a lot of YouTube. Oh, there's a couple of straw bales down there. What are they doing in here? Let's pop those in storage. We must sell straw this year when we get a chance. At the gate. Right. Yeah, you need to fill up again. That's better. Just in time, he says. With any luck, he should back down there and fill up. Love it when a plan comes together. Oh, I've moved him back in that. In the bunker now. You should be able to go to fishes. You're coming up for done. One more headland to go. There's our limer up to. He's empty again. No, he's got 288 litres. Now he's empty. Gradually chipping away at it. Why have you gone that way? Why do I think you're not going to where I think you should be going? Let's go to here and find you. Come on. Because you're going to global grain for reasons that escape me. Oh, get out of there. There, you're stuck. Good on you. Gradually getting through this pile. sure we won't quite get it all in there. Oh, our sowing contract is nearing a completion. Duck over there, we'll do one more scoop. Come on, pick up. That's it. Reason for you to have stopped on 99% is for you've gotten stuck. Up there it is. So what we can do, fastest way to stop that working is to complete the contract. And we'll collect you. There's no more sowing contracts, are there? No. Just these liming ones that we're doing. $10,000 for the next load of silage plus the lime contract should get us, hopefully that the shop hasn't sold the cheap mower. That would be disappointing, not impossible but disappointing. Surprising reach on this little fork set on the Massey, even if it doesn't go into everything. For such a little tractor, it works quite nicely. Only room for about one more scoop in there. Maybe another one. There we go. There's the cash from the silage. They were both at work, I think, or both working. I'm just pleased people pop in and cranky. So we get quiet days. It's kind of interesting in that Farm Sim community at the moment. We had hardly any mods this week, so Giants are clearly distracted doing, I presume, their is it Switch, whatever the version they're trying to release. It's looking like that one's full. It's quite interesting, the whole situation set up. Not being much of a social media person generally myself, I don't pay a huge amount of attention to it, but I do notice that pretty consistently get sort of 100 views on the videos, so people are coming back regularly, some of them up as high as 400 or 500, but very few, you know, sort of 5% bother to hit the like button, which I think the only real consequence of that is that just reduces the amount they're promoted on YouTube, which just makes it a little harder to get new eyeballs. But actual view times, so in the next maybe next week or the following week, should get through the 4,000 hour requirement, which I'm really pleased about. Okay, now let's see here. You're done. I'm gonna go back to there. You're done, so you can go. Yeah, thank you. To me, that was the measure that I always expected would be really difficult. I just didn't expect, well, I didn't know what I would have to do to make enough content that people would watch 4,000 hours, and as it's turned out, it's kind of ticked along fairly regularly. The thing that's much harder is to get people to actually subscribe, which is related to the level at which you're kind of advertised in YouTube, of course. Now, amongst other things, where do I want you to go? Let's just go to do some work. Waiting. Yeah, well, there's, according to, what did it tell me this morning, there's 203 videos up there. And can I see? Let's have a look. Yeah, public watch hours are 3,629. So that's pretty cool. Let's come back in here. 144,000. Where's the liming is continuing. He's almost back at the field. Just a little bit underpowered for a full trailer of line. hey, lots of people get all sorts of things. You've had a lot of issues with your internet. And there's also, yeah, plenty of choice for content too. I watched with quite some interest all of the hand-wringing and angst on FSG's Discord about Azura, and I mean, I'm completely against code and IP theft, so I understand. I think FSG handled it with his usual aplomb, class and style. But it was a shame. I mean, it was a beautiful video he did of the map, and a heap of work gone into it, and you kind of go, oh, it illustrates what's possible if we could just get a little more cohesion, I guess, in the community. With Giants just lift up their act just a little bit. So much is possible. I know they've got to make money, but they could do a lot to help. And yeah, part of that is fine. To a point. I mean, cracking there's a big difference between reading the code and cracking the code. G'day, Bruce Salter. We are just coming to a close here. What we're trying to do is get enough cash, which we will if we can ever finish this contract. It's rather a large liming contract. We need a couple of 100,000 just to buy a cheap Crone mower that's sitting in the shop. Now let's just go and do another load of silage. Wrong way. Come back and fill up. There we go. And now you can go and empty out of there. So that was the circumstance that I increased the capacity for. Cranky, it just makes it so much easier to operate. Now this guy is going to need to go back to the sell point. Hope you're well today, Bruce. We have had a good day. We finished off the sugar beet contract that we were working on last time. And bought the sugar mill or the sugar factory, so we are now the proud owners of the sugar factory, which gives us somewhere to put our sugar beet. So we are now making sugar with a little bit of the excess that we gathered. We should check in with how that's going. It's probably made it all now, has it? Let's have a look here. It's working its way through. 286 litres of sugar. And if we go up to there, you are... Where is their capacity to... I reckon you're full. It's just... Won't quite get you all in. Another scoop in there. It's going to be a couple of thousand litres of space in the trailer short, I think. Right, up you go, and whoop. That's full now. Good-o. Yep. And now you capable of managing that on your own? I suspect not, but you go down to our factory. At least you'll be in the right vicinity. Now, you're here to get some maintenance, which, as to the maintenance, is not material to purchasing the crone, so we can fix you up. $2 to fix the weight. Lime's got to come back for another fill. I reckon it's 2 more tanks just based on the progress that it's been making. Pop the cedar away. I'm thinking that next time, obviously we've got grass to cut and another silo, bunker silo to fill up because we've got all the grass fields are ready. We may even tackle a baling contract, but we'll get the animals all checked up and bedded in for the winter, and then we'll, because contracts will dry up and our fields are all prepped, I think we'll jump through a fair bit of December, January, and maybe even February. We'll just sort of see how we go. Okay, there's some more silage sold. How much more have we got in here? Still 400,000 litres. Getting a nice little kick up now that our environmental score on our fields is a bit healthier too. Let's run you forward to about there, I think. Go and get that. One of these days I'll get to the correct vehicle. That's the one I want. Go and load up. Main yard bunker 2 is the not always obvious code in my labeling there. Right, so he's on his way. He's going to take a little while to get down there. I'm almost afraid to look in the store before this lime contract finishes. What we haven't looked at is what other product have we got? So I've got a little bit of wheat. Oh, I've got to take some wheat to our chickens at the farm. I might do that in just a sec. The house chickens I'm thinking of. Canola. Whoa. Haygate's. Where's the... Let's just have a look. Value at sell points. Whoa, Haygate's grain really wants some canola. I think we should be selling some. Let's have a look at the curve. Oh, this is the best month for canola, so we definitely want to be selling some canola. So that's a good reason to get the truck back out of there. Don't know why it's a good price. We've never sold... Well, we've never had canola to sell before, but nonetheless, let's just get that sorted out. Can I turn in there without creating a mess? Where was the place we were selling? Haygate's, wasn't it? Haygate's grain. I have absolutely no idea where Haygate's grain is. We've never been there. Sell point. Haygate's grain. Right you are. Was worth checking. Would have missed that otherwise. I reckon you'll do a much better job of backing up that dolly trailer than I will. potentially. No, you won't. Oh, you cheat. Auto drive must have some functionality to lock the dolly. I did not know that. I wouldn't have known it if I hadn't have switched across at that point. We'll unload there, because which one are you unloading? That one. Oh, I suspect we're going to have this other bug that I encountered before. Possibly. No. It was cool. So that's got all the sugar beet in. No, don't want to go there. Stop. I want you to go back to... Putney Cow Farm. Equipment Park 2. I give up. I have no idea why you're going in there, but I'll let you worry about it. You need to go to... And when you get everything into the right spot, it all loads up, which is good. You go back to fishes. And rightio. So it's just taking a little bit longer to get this sorted than I wanted. Hopefully we'll be there in just a minute. Where are you up to? Let's follow you back to the field that you're... We won't interrupt you because you've been going so well. Trees are really pretty. And he's done such a good job of mixing them up and making them look natural in terms of their layout. That's very impressive. Yes. Yep. And this Massey worked really well with that sugar beet equipment too. So I've got some ideas for how we might tackle our sugar beet harvests next year. He's a little bit underpowered for pulling this when it's full of lime. We're almost there. I didn't actually look on the map. Where was that grain point that he was going to? Hay gates. Is that up the top here? No, that's Norfolk. Mill Road. East Coast. That's the bale sell point. Must be down the bottom here somewhere. Diesel production. Haygates. Haygates grain. Okay. Well, that's actually convenient because most of our canola is actually in our facility here. So that'll make it a little bit quicker. More vehicles. I do like it when we get more of our vehicles on the road and they manage to pass. You're doing one job and you see something heading to another one. This guy's almost there. I'm just curious as to where he's up to in the horseplay course. Looking at the completion, I'm guessing there's another tank after this. Haygates grain is now selling. It will be close. Next load of silage will definitely do it. Oh, that one might have. Was it 210 or 220 that was on that? Oh, he's at the bale sale anyway. One of them didn't sell. Let's have a look here. Let's just get this guy started. The canola didn't sell, right. It did not. Oh, that's that auto drive bug. When they back in, for some reason, they don't detect. Okay, we have enough cash. Let us, the moment of truth. It's still there. It was 210. So, wheel brand. I like the Michelin's. Doesn't add any price. No setup. Do I need... Oh, did I only have it set to drive to? That would do it every time. Do I need GPS on it? Let's put GPS on it. Purchase. So now we have one. I'm also tempted by that JCB, but what's that? Yes. And we probably need a forklift down at the sugar factory. Evan, how are you? You've got in just as we're finishing up today. But thank you for dropping by. It's great to see you. We want with, we don't want GPS on that. Standard wheels will be fine in the sugar factory. Rim colors look pretty ugly. I think black will do fine. And we'll buy you. So we've done a whole bunch of things, Evan. We've been going for almost 3 hours, actually, which is why it's time to call it quits, I think. Main yard, silo, unload. We've just, our main goal that you only caught us because I was hoping for this to finish, and we were saving up for for the purchase that was in the shop. So we've bought ourselves a mower that we will be using next time. But until then, I have to say thank you very much for watching, everybody. We will be back on Monday evening Oz time, which will be Monday morning early for the US, a little bit later for the UK and Europe. And that'll be on the Oaks. And then Tuesday at this time slot will be, or Monday for you folks, will be back on Newlands. Thanks, everyone. Catch you next time.